Dead Trash is amazing. I've been playing it feverishly over the last few days, and anytime I go to edit this video, I'm overwhelmed by the urge to load the game up and just keep playing. No joke, on just this day, I've procrastinated recording twice to go play a few more minutes. Also, the people who made it and sent it to me, DOSMan Games, they're also pretty amazing. I've never done anything like getting to play a game for a review before it comes out, so this feels like a really nice milestone for the channel. The game releases today, and you guys should really go and check it out. Thank you again to DOSMan Games, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of the other content. Okay, on with it. Looking around the channel, you may notice that any game that lets you fight stuff with a hammer ends up being one of my favorites, so this one was bound to end up here eventually. Because boy oh boy do you kill stuff with hammers in this game. I feel like any boomer shooter that's going to stick in your mind needs an iconic melee weapon, and you're going to be seeing this one a lot when you play. You're playing as a deranged lunatic, a literal murder hobo for my D&D nerds, and also as the last survivor in a city that's been locked down, then abandoned by the government. In the spirit of this genre, I'm going to guess that our protagonist's name is Trash Guy, or what I like to call him is the Trash Man.
That's my character! I'm the Trash Man!
A 60-year-old man eating trash? Who wants to see that?
No, but that's what people want.
Hey.
So the city itself is a complete wasteland at this point. The few signs of life left are all hostile. Fortunately, as the Trash Man explains to us, we know all the ins and outs, and then we're shown that he's also a total badass. With a hammer. I'll talk about how great the rest of the game looks later, but this opening level is gorgeous to my deranged mind. The burned out shells of buildings, the dim greasy light of burning garbage, and a big open night sky that's utterly devoid of stars, and so as a result looks just as oppressive as everything around you. A plague is turning people into murderous zombies. Everything left over is a hostile scavenger, or sent by the feds to kill whatever's still alive. At the beginning, it can be hard to tell if what you're shooting at is a zombie or a normal-ish person, whatever that still means, but no matter what, they're in your way. Temporarily. So no PID required. Enemies come in two general categories, shambling melee or hit scanner. There's no fireballs to dodge in this one, sorry kids. This one's not about dancing. Your only options for avoiding damage is either taking cover or, better yet, killing them before they can even start shooting. Once you're done taking damage, you can catch a break and some health by smashing open trash bags looking for health or ammo. You're gonna need it. So, the Trash Man is following the trail of infected across the ruins to the underground city where the plague originated from. Of course he finds that the plague was caused by spilling your stereotypical glowing toxic goo everywhere, so that shows up a lot more the closer you get to the Monster Energy factory. At first you see these hazmat dudes and think, oh, they were here to contain the stuff, but eventually you're wading through an ocean of it looking for secret doors while you take damage. I'd like to think that Trash Man is so out of his mind that this energy drink plague isn't strong enough to affect him. Aside from your trusty hammer and dual-wielded nail guns, very cool by the way, you get typical boomer shooter weapons, pistols, shotgun, two different automatic rifles, and some kind of super pistol thing toward the end that I only ended up really using in the boss fights. You can find a really powerful fire axe that will kill anything but heavy enemies in one swing in the opening level right next to a secret, and I recommend you take the time to look for it. It's tradition to obsess over the shotgun in these sorts of games, thank you Civ11, and here the shotgun works just like the fire axe. It blows almost anything to shreds in one shot, but it's really slow to reload, which you also have to remember to do manually. That said, it's so crazy gratifying to use. You won't see much of it in the video since I'm using mostly the stream stuff, but I was tearing shit up with it on my second go-round, having so much fun that I even forgot to press record. Classic. The Noble Hammer may not be as powerful as the chainsaw from Doom, but it's not as underwhelming as the pitchfork from Blood, so a perfect medium for me. What I really like most about it is that it's never a bad weapon to use fighting melee enemies when you want to save ammo, plus you'll be using it constantly to break open barrels and trash bags. The game is short, but satisfying. I think it took me about 4 hours to get through altogether the first time around. I really appreciate this, since you'll hear me often say in a video essay that a lot of games tend to go on for a few levels too long. There's really only a few levels here to work through, but each one has impressive details and is way longer than you're expecting. Overall, I preferred the opening half, where you're prowling the streets looking for weapons to use. This is what I retained most from seeing the trailer for it, and where the gameplay felt the most fresh. Also, this is where the secrets are much easier to find. I like fighting the gangs and the scavengers more than the agents and the hazmat dudes, but that's usually normal for me in almost any game. I tend to enjoy the opening levels a lot more. Alright, criticisms. Not a lot, really. I do feel like there are a few things that the game could use in an update, like a kill secret counter would be nice to have, even if there aren't a bunch of secrets towards the end of the game. And the other thing would be level selecting, so you can revisit your favorite levels for practice later on. There is also a bug in my beta version where when I reload previous saves, I go back to just starting with the hammer. One thing I hope they never patch out is just how many areas of the levels you can break out and walk around the void outside of. This is mostly true in the first 2 levels, but in the final level, the underground labs, you can use the first key to open the entry door to the level and just fucking leave. Not that it gets you anywhere, but it is hilarious. If some speedrunner finds a way back into the levels once you break out, please let me know. As far as the gameplay itself goes, I didn't really find the game challenging except for 2 of the 3 boss fights. The first of which being another crazy bum who is probably the only other last survivor. He rides around in a shopping cart and lobs Molotovs at you or shoots you with a machine gun if you get too close, and he's a total dick. Everything else in the game chips away at your health, but 2 hits from this guy's bottles and you're just dead. Luckily, you don't have to start the whole level over again, because it's going to take you about a dozen tries to get it right. It does make sense that the boss arenas are where the game turns its difficulty up to 11 with no warning. Save your ammo, gang. Remember, your best friend is a hammer. For what it's worth, over just the course of the stream, which you should go watch, it became one of my favorite boomer shooters that I've played recently, and I had been slacking on this genre for a few months. Much like playing some Sekiro and Wukong recently has brought me back to the Souls-like genre, Dead Trash reminded me how much I love these old-school styled shooters. I've gone back and played the first half of it a few times just to keep making sure this game looks, plays, and sounds as good as it does when I'm thinking about it. Oh, that reminds me, I don't have this part scripted, but the music in this game is freaking awesome. You've been hearing it, like, periodically through the video. And that's the thing, it's all these simpler things that stand out so much about this game, like the reload animations, or like the really cool art style to the comic strip cutscenes. A lot of these smaller games that you get, you may play them like a time or 2 and then uninstall and forget about them, but Dead Trash is right up my alley, so it's sticking around down there next to Doom on my desktop for the foreseeable future. Look, I could go on and on about the game, and I do want to, but I think I've taken up enough of your time for now. If you want to see more of the game, go check out the stream that covers everything up to the final level, or just go buy the thing. It's like $3 right now on Steam, and every time they sell a copy, a trash man somewhere gets his wings. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I really, really appreciate DOSMan for like the 3rd time for sending me this. You guys are awesome for watching. Way shorter video today, but seriously, you guys need to go check this thing out. It's amazing. All right, see you at the next one.